What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be back to work on the 2021 Cadillac Escalade. As you guys see in the previous episode, we got a lot of work done on this car. Basically, we got all the framework done. We went ahead and threw on all the new parts, and man, did this thing turn out absolutely amazing. In today's video, we need to get this thing 100% complete. So basically, we have to get some panels painted, get a little bit of body work done. But before we can do any of that, we actually need to go ahead and finish up this front suspension. As you guys remember, we kind of just slapped on some Silverado suspension just to get it running and driving to the back shop, and we do have a new spindle, I think a new axle, and a new wheel bearing, so we can go ahead and throw all that on and basically get this thing running and driving. And I think we can even take it up the road, do a little test drive, see how it drives, maybe do a little bit of alignment on it, make sure everything is good to go. But let's go ahead and get this thing back inside, get this wheel popped off, and get that knocked out. So check it out, guys, we got all the suspension work done. Everything turned out nicely. We threw a new inner and outer tie rod also on the car because the old one was a little bit bent. Basically, this thing's ready to go to the other shop, get sanded down and get all the body work done and get it painted. But check out the Audi R8. Now, I went on vacation and Jake actually went ahead and knocked out the entire Audi R8. And man, look how beautiful this thing looks. I mean, he painted basically all the panels, 3 panels, the quarter panel, the rocker panel, and the door. Everything turned out really good. And check it out, this thing is pretty much done, ready to go. The only thing is, still waiting on one of the seatbelt bags, but basically that's it. So we just made it over here to the Goon Squad garage, and we are going to be doing a little bit of aluminum pulling. As you guys know, they have the Maxi dent system. We actually used it on one of their Porsches, and it worked really good. We have a dent there and a little bit more damage on this door. It's kind of weird. I'm guessing maybe the wheel kind of flew off and hit it, and basically that's the only damage on the door. Then we have a little bit of damage right here on the new hood that we purchased. There's a little bit right here in the front and a little bit on the corner. But man, check this thing out right here. This is actually Goon Squad's next giveaway. This is a Shelby Mustang GT. This is the first time I've ever seen one. I know Ford didn't really make a GT350 yet or a GT500. This is the newest, basically high performance Mustang that is available on the market. Man, this thing looks absolutely insane. I do actually have a 24 Mustang, but it definitely does not look anything like this one right here. I mean, you can see they changed the fenders, the bumper, and the hood, and it just looks 1,000 times better. But man, this thing is freaking sick. Let's go check out the inside. Check this thing out. You got the Shelby logo right there, and it is the premium, so it does have the big old screen. Man, look at this big old wing right here. You're gonna need it because this thing is supercharged. I think it has like 850 horsepower. I'm definitely gonna have to drive this thing before they give it away. But man, check that out. They also have a pretty sweet truck going on right here. It's another Shelby truck. It's the same exact color. Man, that is insane. Look at that right there. I'm pretty sure it's the same color as my truck, but mine just has like the weird brown at the bottom. which I think the clean look looks a lot better. But man, look at that front end on the 24s, or I think this is a 25. They definitely changed it up a little bit. It looks so much cooler. But anyways, enough with the cool cars. We need to get back to work on the Escalade. Let's go ahead and pull this sucker in and start doing some body work. So we got the Cadillac pulled inside. Now all we have to do is take off the headlight and the fender, because we do also need to trim out this fender inside. We're actually going to paint this thing here also. So let's just get straight to it. Let's get all the body work done on this thing and get it ready for the paint booth. So we just left the Goon Squad garage. We also took the Cadillac, got it all lined up, and this thing drives absolutely amazing. But I gotta give a big shout out to the boys over there. They hooked it up, they helped me get it painted. We also did a little bit of framework, and man, it was just a big help. It was a lot of fun too. I helped them on a couple of things, and they helped me get this thing knocked out. And we're finally driving it. It drives really good. We also used their scanner to bleed the brakes on this thing because it actually has like a hydraulic ABS unit, and you actually have to do like a bunch of different settings just to bleed them. I tried to bleed the brakes manually, but that didn't really work out, so we had to use the computer. It took like an hour, but got all that taken care of, got all the codes off, and this thing is driving good. And check this out right here. It actually has an AR camera. Look at that right there. Basically, whenever you're driving, and especially whenever you put the GPS in, it'll actually tell you like some markers. I'm gonna go ahead and do some. Check this out right here. We just went ahead and threw an address into the GPS, and it basically just shows you markers and arrows, just making the driving experience a lot easier. Check out, it has like a little arrow where to go. But man, does this thing drive amazing. There's no check engine light, there's no ABS light, nothing going on. There's also this little light right here. I'm not too sure what that is. It might be something to do with the headlights, but check this thing out. It drives absolutely amazing. Look at that right there. The blind spot is working. This thing's just an absolute beauty. We've got 10 more hours to our destination. I mean, shoot, this thing will make road trips fun as heck. It's kind of big though. Honestly, it's like driving a big old truck. You got to be really careful, especially parking in little parking spots. But anyways, we're going to head back to the shop because there's a couple more things that we need to finish. So we just got back from the first test drive of the Cadillac Escalade, and I gotta say this thing drove absolutely amazing. Everything is 100% good to go on this car, except one little thing. We are actually missing this little plug right here for the bumper. That's kind of why we didn't put on the fender liner, but finally that thing came in, so we can actually pull this thing inside, get this plug resoldered back on. Also, plug it all up, get the fender liner on, and this thing will be 100% complete. I gotta say, it turned out really freaking good. Paint job looks amazing, so big shout out to the Goon Squad boys. Hooked that up right there. But anyways, let's go ahead and get this thing inside, and then we can start working on getting that plug replaced. So we got the Cadillac inside, and here is the harness that we bought. We actually have to buy the entire right side of the fuse box because you can't really find a plug anywhere, and it's crazy. At the dealer, this is like $2,500. We picked this one up for 300 bucks. Still kind of sucks because we really just bought it for just this one little plug right here. It was actually super hard to find, but now that we got it, we can go ahead and pop this wheel off real quick, get that all soldered on, and finalize this car. We're gonna go ahead and throw on the fender liner right there, and bam, this thing will be 100% complete. We'll probably even go ahead and give this thing a nice little detail because man, is it disgusting inside. So we'll probably just detail it all up, clean all this up, wipe everything down, and see how good we can make this thing look, because it is really filthy. But anyways, let's go ahead and pop this wheel off right here, get the soldering gun, and fix all these wires. And there it is, guys. We got the Cadillac Escalade 100% rebuilt. I gotta say, this thing turned out absolutely amazing, especially with like the front grille right here all being blacked out. Man, does it look really good. Honestly, I think that's just a perfect amount of black. We were thinking about, you know, painting the emblem, doing the wheels, doing all the moldings, but honestly, I think it looks really good just the way it is. And you know how it is whenever you paint moldings, usually it kind of like flakes off, and the kit from Cadillac's like $2 grand. I just don't know if that's worth doing, but man, does it look good. We also went ahead and threw a little bit of a detail inside, kind of cleaned it all up, and I was actually surprised of how well it cleaned up. At first it looked really dirty, but after a couple of wipes, a little bit of vacuuming, we still need to get some rugs for this thing. But man, look at that right there. This thing's an absolute beauty. There's no lights on the dash whatsoever. That is just the seatbelt light. And honestly, the reason why this thing took a little bit longer than usually is because we were actually waiting on one of the plugs for that bumper harness, and that thing took like 2 weeks to get here. But we got this thing 100% rebuilt. If y'all enjoyed this series, go ahead and hit that like button. Also follow us on Instagram, VTune. Thanks for watching.